Today we're talking about a business plan, how to create a good business plan. So I'm going to give you steps on how to create a good business plan. I usually would like to start with one of my favorite quotes from Winston Churchill whenever I'm talking about a business plan, which of course is a sine qua non for the success of any business. He says, and I quote, "He who fails to plan is planning to fail," unquote. Sometimes it is commonsensical for us to want to lean on our initiative, belief, experience without wanting to streamline and constructively put down our plans in a precise, simple, detailed, and realistic formats. The success of your business rests on how well you've assembled the tools of the business, such as the know-how and training, supplies, equipment, financial resources, and so on and so forth, all written down in that document called the business plan, mostly used by startups. Of course, the first step of starting a business is having a great business idea, and then you do your market research to determine how well this great idea will fare in the marketplace. That's the first step of starting a business. And the next step is to create a business plan. And the moment you put pen to paper into writing a business plan, you have moved from just having a great idea to start a business to actually bringing this great idea to start your business into reality. And this will be seen as a large leap of faith into testing your commitment in actually owning a business. A well-crafted business plan will allow you to formulate your ideas into a streamlined, organized process, as well as set goals for the business. In one of my earlier videos, I had talked about top 6 factors that can cause your business failure. And one of the factors was having to run a business without a viable business plan. Let's see a clip from the old video. Take a listen.
If you do not have a viable business plan, then your business will fail. It's like a barometer in measuring if you're on track or off track, in measuring your business success or failure based on the objective of your business that you had set aside to achieve. So if you do not have a business plan, it's simple, your business will fail. A good business plan would also come with a roadmap about its marketing strategies, analysis of the industry environment, and this is the first management function if you must avoid the pitfalls of business failure. For the sake of emphasis, I'm going to repeat this. Having a business plan is the first management function. If you must avoid the pitfall of business failure, then you just have to have your business plan.
And if you haven't watched the video, click on the link below to see the full video. Some of my subscribers have inundated my comment section with requests for me to do a more detailed video as a standalone topic. And this is me responding to you, my subscribers. I can hear you loud and clear. Sit tight and enjoy the video. Welcome to my channel, Shanice Digest. Welcome on board my new subscribers, while I appreciate my returning subscribers. This is a channel where we get to speak out and say it as it is. And what is a business plan? A business plan is a researched and refined written document used when starting a business. That's a business plan. It describes in details how a business, usually a startup, defines the objective of the business. A business plan serves several purposes and usually comes with a roadmap on how to 1. Raise capital for the business. 2. How to attract potential partners and investors for the business. 3. How to accomplish the goals that you have set for the business. And 4. It also helps you to structure, operate, and manage the business. Most people see business plan as the vision of the business, while some would see it as the blueprint or the roadmap that helps you navigate the success of the business. Like I mentioned earlier, most startups see writing business plan as something that is technical, exclusively preserved for the professionals. No, don't overthink this. I understand that you may be overwhelmed when writing your business plan. This is completely understandable. And don't you forget this. The reason why you're writing your business plan is so that you'll be aware of those things that you haven't thought about yet. Because it is only once you are aware of what you don't know that you'll be able to figure them out. So don't feel exasperated and shelve the idea of writing a business plan just because you do not know everything yet. As this becomes clearer the moment you start writing your business plan. Remember, they say the best way to learning a language is by speaking it. So your business plan shouldn't be a voluminous, elaborate piece of document. It should be short, simple, and precise.
Is the value of a business plan. You know, I remember I got started early on, and I was on this meeting, and this one girl who had gotten involved in business, we had both become advisors right around the same time. She wrote a business plan, 60-page business plan. I'm gonna make this kind of money, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I'm just scratching my head. I'm like, man, I have no idea how to even write a business plan. So the value of a business plan is this much when you're year one of an entrepreneur. Your business plan should be actionable items and habits to learn and apply every day, such as learn this skill set this month. Then I'm gonna learn this skill set this month. Then I'm gonna learn this skill set this month. Then I'm gonna learn this skill set this month. That's a business plan, not a 75-page business plan. A habit, skill set, discipline plan is really what's critical over all the other stuff.
So as you create your business plan, remember we live in a tech world where everything happens very fast. So if you write a lengthy 60-page document of a business plan, the likelihood is that nobody is going to read it. So bringing that back to this video as a quick aside, as I was making this video, the time came to about 19 minutes, and I looked at the video and I said, this video has to be short, simple, and precise, otherwise nobody's going to watch it. Anyway, that's just by the way. So your business plan should be about 4 to 5 pages, highlighting the major components of a good business plan as shown on the screen, and write few sentences about each of the components of the business plan, leaving the would-be investors intrigued and wanting to know more. One of the components of the business plan is the executive summary. The executive summary should be one of the strongest components of a business plan, being that it's the first part of the business plan that the would-be investors sees. So it has to be attractive, attention commanding, and engaging. So keep it short, simple, and realistic, and just as the name implies, it should give a summary of the other components of the business plan. Though this is the first part of the business plan that the would-be investor sees, but it should be written last, as you won't know what information to include until the entire business plan is complete. The second component to include in the business plan is the description of your company. Begin with the business name and the name of the founding members. Give a background story on the business and those who started the company. Remember, reputation is everything in business. How the outside world perceives you matters. So showcase to the outside world how great your team is, as investors look out for that. You should also be able to define who your executive team is and be able to draw an organizational chart showing the reporting line of each of the executives. Include a brief bio of each of the executives and their relevant experience, and show how they will bring this experience to bear in the running of the business. Also, you can describe the ownership structure of the company, including the year the company was formed, as well as the location of the company and the purpose for setting up the company. The number 3 component you should include in your business plan is product and services. Your product can be a physical product, digital product, or service. So in articulating your business plan, you need to define these products clearly so as to attract your potential customers. I would recommend that you choose one product as your primary product, especially as a startup, even though you have a variety of products. Try to determine what your main product is and center your business marketing message around it, as you may tend to achieve more milestones and reduce costs if you make one product your focus. Trying to be jack of all trades, you end up being a master of none. So define your product and explain in a simple, non-technical term. Describe your market niche. What market share are you likely to take? And what problem the product or service is coming into the market to solve for people to be willing to pay for it? And what benefits are your customers going to get if they choose to buy your products or service? These are addressable concerns that your business plan should be able to clarify if you are to take advantage of the positive market signals. Another component of your business plan is market research. Market research is a very crucial component of your business plan. You need to conduct a market research for your business before your product hits the market, as this is so germane for a successful launch of your products in the markets. You have to give a background of the industry your business operates in by building awareness for your product and how to reach your customers. Having a clear understanding of the size of the market will in a way tell you how attractive is the business you are going into. You can size up this market by doing your market research, gathering analyst reports, and comparing what your competitors are doing. This will help you scale up the business, and you'll be able to decide whether this is an attractive enough market for you to make returns on your investments. So you can also use diagrams, product images, and other visual components to describe your product so that these images will stick in the minds of your would-be customers. Remember, they say pictures speak louder than words. And do not also forget to list your pricing plan, the cost of your product, and the profit margin of the products. So in that way, if you're going to use the document to raise capital, the banks and other investors will at a glance see the profitability of the business. So your business plan should be able to determine your revenue model. You also analyze the top competitors in the industry and how you plan to compete with them. In your market research, you have to define how you're going to compete with these top competitors. And for you to compete, you must understand the markets. So you ask yourself, why should a would-be customer leave an already established product for mine? So you see, your product needs to be not only effective, but efficient in such a way that your would-be customer is willing to make that switch from the other products to yours. And one of the ways for you to achieve this feat is for you to clearly describe how the product can solve a problem and create benefits for the people. Conduct some pricing market research to know how similar products are being priced among your competitors. So how do you set the right price for your products? So your business plan needs to spell out your pricing model as clearly as possible. Pricing is one of the most critical decisions that you have to make, especially when you are in an industry with close substitute like the paint industry with different brands. A 1% differential on pricing can have a disproportionate impact on your total profitability. So how do you cope in such industry with a rising cost of production? Benchmark your competitors, look at the pricing model as well as the pricing points, and use that as a basis for pricing your own products. Permit me to deviate a bit here. Whenever I use the word benchmark, I remember my days in business school. There was this lecture I had on product development, trademark, and benchmarking. Two major cars manufacturing companies in the world were used to explain these concepts: the Japanese Toyota and the South Korean Hyundai. Toyota is a long-standing brand whose first manufacturing car hit the auto market in 1933. It's well known for reliability and durability, and it is also seen as the safest brand in the auto markets. Toyota spends billions of dollars on R&D to get to the near state of perfection that is it today. So when Hyundai wanted to make inroad in 1967 into the auto industry, all it did was to benchmark its major competitors, Toyota, and it came out with a car looking like a Toyota brand and almost as good, saving the company huge cost on research and development. So that's how you can reduce cost in your product development in a highly competitive industry through benchmarking. Anyway, that's not the topic for today. So the next component that you should include in your business plan is marketing and operations plan. So how do you generate sales? You have to give details on how this your big business plan will translate into selling of the products and delivering of your product to your would-be customers. So the first thing you're going to do is to define your market, your target market. Define your target market based on their demographics and psychographics. So you have to establish your brand identity to these target markets. Establishing your market based on demographics. Then you have to consider attributes like age, income level, location of your customers. And if it is on psychographics, then you have to consider what interests those potential customers, their fears and desires. It is so germane for you to identify your target customer. As your inability to successfully identify them, you are likely to have trouble in selling your product or service. I mentioned this in my earlier videos of top 6 factors that can cause your business failure. Take a listen. Number 2 factor that can cause your business failure is bad location and poor marketing strategy. You've always wanted to own, say for example, a creche where working mothers would drop off their kids and then pick them up at the close of work. But you couldn't start this creche business because you thought the family there weren't financially capable enough to patronize the business. Then an opportunity came. There has been a sudden influx of middle-class working family into your area because of government policy on privatization. Your excitement to start up your creche business blinds you to not being strategic with particular reference to the sustainability of the business that you want to start up. Just as this middle class family were posted in, they could also be posted out at the expiration of the contract that brought them to your area due to this government policy on privatization. So when this happens, what then happens to your creche business? Of course, your business will become a sunk cost, a failed business because you weren't strategic enough to site your business in the right location. So do a wide market research that these target customers that you have defined in terms of demographics and psychographics can be identified through the different channels of creating your brand visibility. As a good visibility strategy will help more people discover your brand. Another component that should be in your business plan is management and organization. So how do you manage and run the business? How is the business going to be structured? Who is going to be in the team that will drive the success of the business? The team should be everyone from the founders to the executives and to other stakeholders in the business. They say reputation is everything. You exist in business to relate with the outside world. The way the outside world perceives you matters. So your team has to be a great management team that is effective and efficient. So your business plan offers you that opportunity to showcase to the world how great this your team is. You can demonstrate this by creating a visual layout like the pyramid describing the various jobs descriptions and responsibilities of the key players. Another key component of your business plan is your financial projections. It shows how the business can be sustained financially and how this financial plan can attract investors. So financial planning is so paramount for the success of any business, whether the business is just starting off or established. So in this section of your business plan, the first step is to determine and estimate how much is the initial capital that you need to invest in this business. So how much funding are you sourcing from investors? Of course, it takes money to run a business. So you have to set up a worksheet that lists each expense in the following categories. How much of this investable capital do you have? What are your recurrent expenses like? Your burn rates. How long can the capital on hand sustain you until you start earning a profit? So when you're thinking of starting a business, be very clear on how much money you're going to need until you hit the point where the business is self-sustaining. So when concluding your business plan, do not forget to outline the company's message, which can be found in the vision and mission statement of the part of the business plan. And this is the driving force of your business. So your mission is what your business is focused towards achieving. So if you want your business to be successful, you have to be clear what kind of message are you sending to your would-be customers. So your business plan has to clearly state this in the mission statement, because if you do not have a mission in your business, it's like having an omelette without breaking an egg. It's like having plans to reach your goal without having a goal. That will be all for today. Thank you for finding the time to watch my video. If you like the content of this video, please do give it a thumbs up, strike on that notification bell so that you get to be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Stay smart, and I'll see you in a bit.